As always, this is not medical advice, but look into it because I know a lot of people have issues with perimenopause, with menopause, and it just can be an ongoing thing that really can disrupt your life. Tired of planting the same old tomatoes, peppers, and crookneck squash? Today, I'm showing you my latest seed haul, and I'll show you what I bought and why you may consider adding some of these to your collection. Stay tuned because some of these also have reported health benefits if you know someone with blood sugar issues. So stay tuned and let's get into it. So I've got a new order that I just got in from True Love Seeds. They should sound familiar to you if you're a subscriber on this channel because they were featured in our Black and BIPOC own seed company video. So we got a new order from them and found some really great unique things, some things that were out of stock that are now back in stock, and just wanted to go over these and why I bought them and why you may consider adding some of these unique finds to your collection. So first, let's look at 7 top turnips. These greens are actually purported to be more actual leaves and less of the roots, because we know sometimes with greens you get a mix and you don't get, and when we harvested this year, the greens we got, it took a ton of them just to even get anything that was even worth cooking. So these 7 top turnips are ones that are purported to give you more leaf. So if that's what you're looking for, consider getting these. Motherwort. Okay, this one's interesting. All my perimenopause warriors, my menopause folks, lots of people may benefit from this one. This one, based on the marketing, is for anxiety. It also is said to help with perimenopausal symptoms and also issues with menopause. But if you look into this, you'll have to do your own research and determine whether this is something that aligns with what your doctor has prescribed for you and align with what's part of your treatment plan. As always, this is not medical advice, but look into it because I know a lot of people have issues with perimenopause, with menopause, and it just can be an ongoing thing that really can disrupt your life. Next is heel rice. I actually thought this was interesting. I'm still planning to try to grow rice at home this year for the first time after I saw a girl with soil do it, and she's in Alabama, I believe. And so I'm in zone 8 in the southeast myself. So I'm going to try this one. What's interesting about this heel rice, Hill, is that it's actually called an upland rice, UPLAND, which means it does not have to sit in water like most rice do. Like you see the rice fields overseas where, they're out there harvesting. These do not need to sit in standing water. They're made to be upland, and so they're drought tolerant. And so you just water them normally. So that's going to be one of my experiments this summer, is to see if I can grow this in zone 8, especially since I can use regular drainage like with my other crops. So that's going to be something I'll look into this year. Next is marshmallow. Yes, that marshmallow. You can grow this at home. And again, this has healing properties that are reported to help with intestinal distress. If you've been following this channel for a minute, you know that I am a celiac. So when it talks about intestinal distress and being comforting, also, this is also a substitute for slippery elm. So if you ever use slippery elm in things, in different recipes and teas, this is also supposed to be a substitute. By the way, if you're gaining any kind of value from this video, hit like and subscribe if you have not already done so. Also, hit that notifications bell so you'll know when I make more videos like this. Next up, Robeson tomato. Again, this is based on the famous actor, singer, and athlete over in Russia. Someone named a tomato after him, and it's this Paul Robeson tomato. Paul Robeson was also known for his social and racial justice and activism. So you think about what's going on in the world this time, and this is such a timely moment to honor someone like Paul Robeson. The turkey craw bean. This one is Arc of Taste. If you've studied seeds at all, you know that Arc of Taste does this slow foods movement where they talk about some of the best tasting heirlooms that you can grow on your own, and this is one of those. This is one that's marketed as being a meaty bean and buttery. People plant them in cornfields, so I'm looking forward to trying this, especially when I do a meatless Monday style meal. So just to see if this will be a real actual substitute for a meaty flavor. And then they said buttery, which is always a great marketing tactic. So definitely looking forward to trying these turkey craw beans. The purple calabash tomato. This one, it ranges from pink to a deeper hue. It actually is supposed to have a citrus flavor. So if you like, an orange lemon style flavor on things, this tomato is supposed to have a citrus flavor. And it also scored very high on taste tests when they did some of those blind taste tests. So look into the purple calabash tomato. The Dottenfelder cabbage. This cabbage is supposed to be long storage. That's why I bought this one. And so I'm looking into it for something that I can grow and put to the side at some point. I am going to hold off on planting these because now we're entering the season where greens are bolting, so I want to hold off, but later on in the end of the summer, I'll go ahead and plant this for something that we can harvest throughout the fall. This Yanagawa mustard is one that's supposed to be not as spicy as other mustard greens. If you like that kick, great, but if you want a mustard without some of the kick, again, this Yanagawa mustard is one to try for the season. Again, once it cools down a little bit for the fall, we'll plant this in late summer to go into a fall sowing crop. Our Sosa cucumber, as you can see, it's from Bangladesh. And so this one is one, and let me also note, most of these seeds are from all around the world. That's another reason I mentioned at the beginning of this video, these are more unique seeds. Some of them are from Iraq, Bangladesh, South Africa, all over the world. And so that's the original origin. And some of these are being grown by farmers here in the U.S., but they started overseas. So that's why I mentioned these will be more unique than some of the ones you may get at your big box hardware stores, garden stores. If you're looking for something that's different and unique to give your garden a variety, that's why I mentioned that. But this one, actually, these cucumbers are reported to be able to get up to 3 pounds a piece. I've never seen cucumbers get that big. So that's why I got these, because I do want to see if I can grow these to that 3-pound size or something close to it. And you can eat them fresh in salads. And then you also can let them mature and yellow on purpose. And then you can cook them with spices and other vegetables. I'm thinking in more of a saute type deal. So the Bangladeshi Sosa cucumber. Okay, here's the Laboo beets from Iran. And this, I got so tickled with this one because it made me think of a Crystal Waters song from the 90s. I thought, Laboo, la baboo, la la boo, la baboo, la la boo, la ba la boo, la ba la boo. Shout out to Crystal Waters. But anyway, these Iranian beets, they're supposed to get up to basketball size. Now, beets are something that I have worked on before. Every year I try to master 1 or 2 crops that we struggled with before. Last year was greens, and we finally got a few greens this year. So this year, beets are something I'd like to get done properly in the fall, especially since these grow basketball size. So far, we haven't had a lot of haven't had a lot of success with beets, let me know down in the comments your tips for growing beets. And if you made it this far, put a sunshine emoji in the comments to let me know you're still with me. But yeah, I really would love to grow these, especially since they get that big and you can make juice out of them. And we know that beet juice, people use beet juice for blood pressure support. So again, this is another one that can really benefit you, especially if it's going to grow to basketball size. That can really benefit if you find that it helps you with blood pressure support. Here's the dulciva carrot. This carrot is actually one that's made to grow long, but also still be sugary. A lot of times with carrots, the baby carrots sometimes may be sweeter, and you kind of have that trade-off of the size to the taste. But these are supposed to give you both. So the dulciva carrot. Now here's one that I thought was really amazing. On the picture, these are absolutely huge. They're the Lunga di Napoli winter squash. You know, the Georgia candy roasters are kind of big, but this one is so huge. It literally says you could feed like half the neighborhood with these. They store for many months in the winter, and you can make squash fritters, risotto, and stews out of them. This is one also that's supposed to be very squash vine borer resistant. So join me on this challenge. I'm going to grow this and see if it really is resistant to the squash vine borer. Join me in this one. Pick this one up. If that really is resistant, it'll be fun to see if the claims are true about this squash. We're nearing the end of our order, and as we are nearing the end, we've got the Chondro Katsari tomato from Greece, and this is another one of those beautiful pleated tomatoes that's an heirloom. Actually, everything in this list should be heirloom, is marketed as heirloom seed. So this one is, I call it pleated, they call it fluted. And so these are ones that will be good for slicing. Also sauces if you don't want to do slicing with these. Earlier I mentioned blood sugar support. Here's the one that's purportedly for blood sugar support. It's the Nya Nya Chunga eggplant from Africa, from the continent of Africa. It's popular in Congolese communities, and it's supposed to help with blood sugar support, and then it can be salted and eaten raw for health benefits. And you can also peel it and cook it, saute it. So definitely I will tend, just because of my celiac and other conditions, I tend to do more of the sauteing things. But this is one definitely, if you were looking for more of a natural blood sugar support, this Nya Nya Chunga eggplant is one to look into. And last but not least, the marine gray kabocha winter squash. This one is supposed to be a cross between a pumpkin and a sweet potato. It's from Japan. So again, we're going all over the world today with these seeds. And so True Love is really giving us an international fare today with these. But this is one that you can make pies out of. You can eat it like a dessert, you know, put a little butter on this and eat from this. So I just wanted to make sure I did this. I thought it was fun to do this world tour, this summer seed haul with my most recent order from True Love Seeds. And make sure, if you've not already done so, make sure you join my free school where we talk about what we're growing right now. You can give other gardeners tips, get tips from other gardeners. It's free, and it's our new community, and it's linked in the description. Also, make sure you pick up my free Ultimate Fertilizer Guide. It's also linked in the description. I compiled a list of the top 40 crops that people grow at home. So whenever you're trying to figure out, well, what kind of fertilizer do I need and when do I need to fertilize? The Ultimate Fertilizer Guide answers all those questions and more. I want to thank you for joining me for this summer seed haul, and I'll see you next time.